So this is a doubles match. Steve Webster is playing Kelly Egan in the opening game. I think he played the red to come down and split up the two yellows, but he's just nudged the red together with the yellow. He does have an angle to screw across into it to release it towards the pocket. Just played a safety. Played a snooker in behind the yellow. So ball in hand, he picks up the cue ball. And he's just going to push the red onto the top rail. Just give himself that extra little margin of safety in case he does break down. You know, the top corner, and obviously still has this little problem at the bottom of the table with the yellow and red tied up. A couple of balls surrounding it where he could get into it off of any of these. He could screw into it from the one into the middle. He can play the one to corner and come across and release it. The thing is, as long as he gets a full ball contact on the red, then the yellow is going to head towards that left side pocket. So and he's just left a little angle here, and he just wants to screw up into the red. He wants to catch the red half ball on the right hand side, release the red and stay on the yellow. He's showing you there where he wants to make contact. Should be fairly natural, but just needs to make sure he gets into it properly. Doesn't want to stick on the yellow, so it needs to be half ball on the red. No, no, just flicked it. Flicking it's no good. Nice yellow. And simple black to take a 1-0 lead. Is that dry? I think it is, yeah. Dry break. So this is Ryan Joyce, and he's playing against Sarah Middleton. And we saw Sarah in the ladies' finals earlier. This is, in fact, the quarter-final of the mixed doubles. And she did a great job in that ladies' final. Held herself together really well and showed that she is more than capable of winning this game. And did a great job in the interview as well, didn't she? She said to me just beforehand that she sort of looked across and said, "I've never done a live interview before." She said, "Will I be okay?" Like I was just about to sort of like I don't know, eat it or something. I mean, don't know what she just a bit of nerves, I think. Will I be okay? I said, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. I think as soon as people they just hear that first question and they just flow. They just get comfortable. Some people, they just kind of freeze in the moment because they got the camera pointing at them, but she did a great job. And a very worthy winner. So I suppose possibly an unlikely pairing, is it? Seeing Sarah all the way from the south, Newbury. Just not that far from London. Not really the suburbs, but around about 30, 40 miles outside of London, just the other side of Reading. And paired up with Steve Webster, who I believe is Barnsley, plays in the Butcher's Arms team. Of course, the Butcher's Arms is the pub that he owns and runs. Has that red just gone far enough? Does the yellow still pass? Does it? Now that's close. She's having a close look at it, and I think it may just go. She's down on it. She definitely thinks it does. Okay, just playing a little containing shot. Obviously felt that it wasn't right to attack there. I think she's probably right as well, to be honest. That yellow just on the bulk line on the right-hand side is causing her a problem. So just electing to push one of the reds onto the side cushion. I think that's clever play. Good thinking. Thanks very much for your kind word. Kind word, Steve-O Smith. We are glad to bring you the action. We've really enjoyed ourselves over these last few days. It has been tiring, to say the least. And it's been hard work, and it's another very long day tomorrow because we've got to pack up and travel back to the West Country, so it's going to be an early start tomorrow morning and a very, very late night. But all worth it to be involved in such a great weekend of pool. Good evening to Roy Lisa. He's left the red along the top rail. Lovely kiss on the red. And that's now made this a fairly simple clearance. Just about the angle he gets on the one in the middle. Not sure about that. He's not concerned, so maybe his plan is to screw back across. Or can he screw straight back? Oh, he could. I thought he just had a slightly higher than he was, but he was perfect. He could just screw straight back. Little drop in on the black, and that's Ryan Joyce squaring things up 1 frame each. Next up will be mixed Scotch doubles. So a dry break for Steve and Sarah gives Ryan and Kelly the first chance at this table. And what do we fancy? Yellows for me. 2 yellows towards the top right, blocking the path of a couple of reds. So I think it has to be yellows. Will yellows have a pocket? I think they have to pot yellow. Yellow to right middle. Three-ball plan. They're almost in a straight line. So the plant was missed, and now Sarah. Nice opener, just playing it off the yellow, just to push the yellow a little bit safer. I think Steve can drop the red into top right, just roll through a couple of inches and leave the red next to it into the opposite corner pocket. Oh no. It's okay, buys them some time, but they had a decent chance there. Left Sarah a nice angle just to run up cue ball onto the yellow to leave the other red. I'm going to say oh no, because it's could well be a problem now to try and clear those up. Yeah, perfect position there. I wonder if she's got an angle to screw out into the gap. A good aiming point would be the yellow just to the right of the red now. I don't think she has, because she's stretching. So she's just dropped it over the pocket. That is, it should be a disaster. Steve and Sarah on reds with a free shot and one visit. Can basically take their pick. I think probably move the yellow that's blocking the two reds in the top corner, which I think is exactly what he's going to do. Left the red to left middle, pushed one of their balls safe, and should be clearing this table. I think they need to take the red over the left-hand corner pocket next. She's left the angle to do it. I think they should play that next, so it clears the pocket for the other one. It's not an easy plan. it is plantable, but the reason I say it's not easy is because that red's set towards the right-hand jaw, towards the right-hand side of the pocket. If you play the red onto it, you can double kiss it in, but then you can lose the red along the bottom rail. Steve's choosing to go up table. Surprised me a little bit. I think, personally, I would just prefer clearing that that ball over the pocket first. The only reason I say it is because you have to get from the ball over the pocket to the one up the rail, and then from the one up the rail, you're playing the one up the rail along the rail last, and you've got to get from there onto the black. It shouldn't be a problem, but I think I would have rather seen them take the one over the pocket a bit earlier. She's not left an ideal angle. He's okay. The trouble is, the cue ball is just going to hit where the knuckle starts, and it could push the cue ball left towards the ball. So he screwed it straight out, and this was always a problem. This is why I said they should have taken the one out up the rail earlier, and then they could have just landed on the one down the rail, not trying to get from one to the other. That for me was the banana skin there. I think Steve should have taken that one over the pocket when he had the opportunity earlier. And you could just smell something was had the chance of going awry. And that's dropped in. Is he on the black? No, he's not. And this is all stemmed from just, in my opinion, taking them in the wrong order. Asking for a total. Gets a nod. Yeah, you can see for yourselves. It is a total. You can go side rail first. I think he could swerve it if he wanted, but well, that's what he's going for. Me personally, I think you've got more chance of potting it off the side rail, but it's a question of personal choice. And he got too much into it and caught the yellow. The thing was, with the other yellow being to the right-hand side there, he had to play it through the gap. So first you got to find the gap, and then you got to get the swerve right. Whereas if he played it off the side rail, he's almost guaranteed to hit the black. And if he hits it thin enough, he's got a half a chance of potting it. But going cushion first, he was pretty much guaranteed to make contact with the black. Obviously the problem ball is the yellow on the side rail, so just nudge that one out. Don't have to do anything silly with it, just nudge it over the side pocket. I'd be looking to run the cue ball off the bottom rail with a touch of right-hand side to bring it over with a view to potting the one over the opposite middle next. Just overhit it slightly, but that's fine. That's absolutely fine. Playing it that way, you had a much bigger margin for error because you're always going to guarantee you landed on one of the three balls. And now they can play the one to middle, and it's just a question of choice about whether she just drops it in and leaves Steve the yellow to bottom right corner, or whether she could just check the cue ball off the side rail. Well, she's going to take the one to bottom corner first. Again, more than one way to skin a cat, just a question of personal choice. Sorry, I said Steve, it's Ryan. Ryan and Kelly, my apologies. Yeah, fine. Just let the cue ball naturally run back down to leave this straight black. And in a frame that they most certainly weren't favourites for. But they win it regardless. Now this is the first time we've seen a mixed doubles match go beyond 3 frames. So I'm imagining that it's now lady plays lady and man plays man. And that's exactly what's happening here. So that's a good format. Everyone gets to play everybody. I like that. Red's got the lag, so that's Sarah. So Sarah versus Kelly. Sarah Middleton, Kelly Egan. And this is clearly a must-win frame for Steve and Sarah. And you wouldn't put it past Sarah. She's been on fire today. She'll feel really confident after that the win in the ladies. Well, that's worked out. That's worked out very nicely. Thank you very much. Little flick on the yellow through has left Sarah with a plant. And they've gone into another plant. So just about what to do with this other red that's slightly tied up. Does it go now? She's landed on it. So she just needs to navigate the gap. Oh no. Well, okay, that's fair enough. I thought if it obviously she couldn't get through the potting out, but it looked like she had a perfect angle on the plant just to bring the cue ball back over, and if she'd have just nudged into the yellow, the bottom of those two yellows, she'd have been perfect on that red. But she's just chosen to promote the position. She knows she's safe. She didn't need to take that chance, so it shows she's still thinking very clearly after a long day. Now then, I think she's just going to knock this over the pocket. No point potting it. So now Kelly's going to be looking at pushing the yellow inside the red. So just cushion first. She doesn't want to pot it. She judged that weight really well. But Sarah still has time on her hands. She should just be punching this red back out. Fine. That works. Put in a bit of a face like she's not happy, but So a little bit of congestion now in this bottom right corner, which can sometimes happen, and I do wonder if Sarah's going to regret, because I think she had a chance to go for the clearance earlier. And it wasn't a gilt-edged chance, but it was a decent opportunity, and sometimes in these rules you just have to take your decent opportunities. And now the black and red tied up at the bottom corner is just a bit messy there, and Kelly is promoting her yellows, so yellows looking a lot better than they were. Sarah needs a good shot here just to turn things around. She's still in charge of the frame, but slowly the control is being wrestled away from her. Now, I would say that it's suddenly just gone slight advantage yellows, unless she can find a really good pot. The only saving grace is the black has just come to save her, just covering the pockets of that yellow. Even if she makes this pot. Yeah, great, absolutely nailed it, but what do you do here? Do you play the skill shot? I think you have to. I don't think there's anything else. It's makeable, but it is a really, really tough shot. But I think it is absolutely the best option. So, needs to hit that yellow dead center and follow through with the red. She's playing it with top. I think she needs to play it with a little bit of screw rather than top. Well, she didn't go for it, and that's why she was playing it with top. She's just playing the percentages again, knowing that this yellow is covered to the bottom left pocket. Again, it's amazing how this game has turned, isn't it? And as I say, sometimes it is just a case that you have to take your chances when you get them. Otherwise, the game can come back and punish you. Sarah has shown a tendency to oh, now this is just absolutely perfect for Kelly. She can play yellow down onto the black, push the black to the side, leave a snooker, and she can clear the pocket for the black. Now it is a massive advantage to Kelly. Amazing how this game's turned around. That's going to pick up the cue ball. Nothing clever here. She's looking at doing something with the red, I think, but I think she just needs to. She has done something with the red. I think she could have just played the plant, the 3-ball plant on the yellows and just opened everything up. She's got the advantage of having that bottom left pocket. The black's covered, won't go in there, so she had a free shot. She could have played the plant, knowing that if she missed it, it wouldn't have mattered. It's a free shot, and it would have definitely opened everything up. The red wasn't doing too much where it was anyway. And does that black pass the yellow? I think we could probably see it on the overhead. If it does pass the yellow, then she's probably just as well pumping this red. One cushion. Just pump it and hope you get lucky. Ball in hand again. Well, ball in hand, she chooses to. It's a foul with one free shot and one visit. And she can pick up the white. Yeah, nothing clever. She was looking at plants and all sorts of things, so nothing clever, just double it out. Seems to be just overcomplicating things a little. You play a plant and then suddenly you get a ball sat on top of the red, then you're in trouble, so just keep it simple. Yellow over right corner for me. She's taking the one over left by the look of it. I prefer the one over right. She's going with that one. Then the one over the middle. Just drop it in. Then trust yourself. Yep, just trust your cue action. Don't quit on it. Just screw straight back out. Perfect. You sometimes see people just quit on that shot and the white ball just stays down there in the jaw of the pocket with no shot. She played that well. And the players shake hands, and it's Steve Webster and Kelly Egan who progressed through. And she did really well there. It's yeah. There you go. Sorry, it wasn't Steve. What am I talking about? It was Ryan Joyce and Kelly Egan who progressed. I was saying not Steve Webster. Anyway, very good night to everybody. We are going to call it a day. It's been a very, very long day for us. It's midnight. We started at 8:30 this morning. So we deserve a bit of sleep. And I think it's another early start tomorrow morning. I think we start at 8:15 tomorrow morning. 8:15. Who starts playing pool at 8:15 on a Sunday morning? Well, set your alarm clocks. We will be back here bright and early. I'm going to go and grab a beer and try and get myself some shut-eye before we're back down early tomorrow morning. Good night, everybody. See you in the morning for finals day.